All right, you're listening to The Crop Report. I am Clarence Beaks. Via phone, we've got a very, very special guest. He goes by many different aliases. Kool Keith, Dr. Octagon, Dr. Doom, Black Elvis. Joining me over phone. How are you, my man?
How you doing? I'm all right. How you doing?
I'm glad to have you on the show, man. Really, really big fan here. I'm a little bit starstruck right now.
Yeah.
I appreciate you calling in, taking time out of your schedule to do this.
I'm not a star. You the star. I'm not a star. You the star.
Oh, man, I appreciate that. So I figured I'd ask you a few questions here while I've got you. Really looking forward to seeing you perform tomorrow at Will's Pub here in Orlando. It's going to be exciting. Definitely looking forward to that.
Right. I haven't been in Orlando in a while.
Yeah, you were there last year. I snapped a picture with you. I had a few drinks and I was a little out of it, but I got a chance to snap a picture with you. It was pretty exciting for me, at the very least.
Cool.
So you're drinking apple juice right now?
I was a little. I can't drink too much. A lot of acid.
Yeah, that's definitely true. You want to make sure everything's balanced out. Are you still buying pumpernickel bread for all your friends?
Not no more. I got away from it. It's funny. I guess it chased everybody away. I don't have any friends no more since. And so I could stop buying it.
Yeah, I guess that's how it goes sometimes, man. All right, so I want to start at the beginning. Can you just briefly, just go into what your upbringing was like, what your childhood was like? How did you get exposed to music in general, and maybe when you first started to take an interest into hip hop?
Well, I went to school, basically, with Kenny Townsend, and then I got into music after dancing. I got into music. I had my first record was Cedric Miller. I went to Clinton, and me and him formed Ultramagnetic, and that's how it became Kool Keith.
Got you. So then from there you went to Ultramagnetic. You did your thing for a while. You put out a few albums, and then you worked on the Dr. Octagon. That was your first solo.
No, I worked on Sextile. I worked on Dr. Doom. I worked on Matthew. I had a lot of solo albums.
Yeah, no doubt.
I had a lot of solo albums.
For sure.
And I did Octagon just went kind of more big. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That was more big.
Is that because of Automator, or is that because the record label was giving you more attention at the time?
No, I just had a better situation. Well, Black Elvis was just as big, so I think, Automated worked good together. It was meant for us to do an album together, so it was like, it just was the right timing, basically,
Sure.
But I did Sextiles too, so that was a big record.
Yeah, no doubt.
Sextiles was originally on Capitol Records, and people just flipped out on the cover of the album. I mean, then it was big, and then Octagon. So Dr. Doom was between Octagon and Sextile, so.
Yeah, for sure. The one thing I liked about the Sextile cover, now that you mention it, is, for those of you who don't know that are listening, there's a car. Kool Keith is perched up on it with a girl kind of, showing her rear end. There's a box of like corn pops in the background, and then at the very bottom right of the corner of the album, it's the smallest parental advisory sticker that you could probably legally get away with. I always thought it was really funny how the parental advisory sticker was so small on that album.
A lot of people, I designed that album cover. I kind of, back then you had Master P was out with Pen and Pencil. I designed that album cover. Basically, I took it in the house, took the picture in the house with Spontaneous Ecstasy, was a porn star, and then, it was like that picture's three-dimensional, and then I scanned the car and me over a Cadillac on Sedan DeVille, and it was like, I put the pink wheels on it, it was pink tank top on it. And it was like, the album was wild because it had like Speedos on, and it was just a wild album cover that became kind of popular. The music was great on that album, and the album cover was just as great. It wasn't like it was a good album cover and a whack album. The album was very great, but the album cover was crazy.
Yeah, no doubt. And you work with Cutmaster Curt on that album, is that correct?
Yeah. I worked with Curt. That's when I think Curt was in his prime, basically, at making those kind of... I think Curt was more aggressive at that time.
As opposed to now?
That was the hungriest time. I think that's the best moment of Cutmaster Curt. I haven't heard what he's done lately, but I know, that's Curt in his prime. I mean, Curt moved on to other kind of music and stuff, so I think that album was Curt's best album, basically, for aggressiveness. It was a hungry time, and, it was also an inspiration for people who want to make hard records and stuff like that. That record met me coming from New York City, landing in Los Angeles to do music. It wasn't like some producers basically have the opposite emotional music for you to make when you rap, and like they don't understand. A lot of rappers come from different environments, and you can't just fly into any producer's environment and hop on their tracks. And that's what we have today, is a lot of misunderstanding with producers, that they make tracks for a lot of rappers that they think the rapper should get on anyway, but it doesn't fit the rapper, because sometimes some rappers come from all kinds of, struggling environments, and they want to hear tracks to match the emotions they have, and a lot of producers don't understand that.
Yeah, and I know at that time, when you were coming out with music, like right after the Black Elvis, that's when you went independent, right, with Matthew and Spank Master.
Well, I had to go independent because, like you said, that was a crisis I was going through too. A lot of producers had beats, but I had so much emotional baggage coming from New York. Like, I needed a lot of beats to express the writing that I had. I think a lot of producers don't know like the environment that you came from, so they want to throw you a beat basically that doesn't match any of the emotion of what you wrote. And besides, they're in the nice weather with their feet up in Hawaii somewhere, or they live somewhere in a much quieter climate, and it's not as bad where they live. And they want to give you a beat that basically, that doesn't match a lot of your stuff. It's like, it's like you have a lumberjack mind thought, and then the beats are very like sitting on the beach with a lollipop. It doesn't match. I think that's what me and Curt kind of matched at that particular time, because he was from Santa Cruz, and it was funny how I met Cutmaster Curt, because Curt was a fan who used to mail me tapes in the envelope, and Curt used to show Mo and Trevor where to get records when we would fly out to Oakland and San Francisco, and one time, he used to send me tapes. It was funny, and I used to like, who is this guy sending me tapes? All with the New York cassettes. And then what happened was, I ended up listening to him for the first time, because people ignore things like that when they get tapes in the mail. They just throw it to the side in their little shoebox. But I listened to it, and I was like, these beats are kind of hard.
Yeah.
And ever since then, I flew out to Santa Cruz, worked on some demos, and we went to Gavin, and then I met LO7 Self and Malik, and and they said that we're going to sign you with Gary Gersh with Capitol Records. And that was from that sex style era, was, you know, the hard music. And I was in California. I wanted to change from New York because New York was boom bapped out, and I wanted to do something different, but it still was hip hop. And that's when I went to California. I just.
So were you like not getting any? Were you not getting any love in New York after a while? Like after Alternatic MCs kind of disbanded?
Yeah, well, a lot of producers didn't want to give me beats, or they wanted to try to sell me beats, and the beats they had was kind of ordinary beats, which is typical New York. Like right now, everybody makes the typical beats, the typical 1-2 beat, and it's like the same production from the past, from, you know, the Heads. And I just wanted to go try something different that, you know, the industry won't take a chance to try. So I did sex style, and it was still hip hop, you know, and it was still like, it was hip hop, but it was not hip hop. It was like sex hop or something. Like it was just
pornocore. I think you call it pornocore on the album.
And
I said I think you call it pornocore on the album, on the sex style track.
Pornocore, but it was like you said, it didn't have to go with the typical so-called rule of producers. Like it didn't have to be like, okay, let's 80 people stand with backpacks and let's bop your head, and that's going to be approved as a record, as an album. It became, you know, it was just original. It was very original. It wasn't like, you know, I didn't have to, you know, be one of the 90,000 boom bap records that are out. Like, you know, and that's another thing with like a lot of producers. They think like, if it's not boom bap, it's not hip hop. There's other kinds of hip hop. You know, Automated proved that. A lot of other producers proved that. You know, you don't have to be just boom bap. And that's what happened with the music industry. It became a war. The trap people don't like the boom bap, and the boom bap people don't like the trap. And I think it's all one music. They should all stick together, because it's all rap at the end of the day, but it's no law to say not, either one is not rap, or, you know, because, you know, Flash and them and all of them back in the days didn't rap on boom bap. I mean, Run DMC was on 808s, Tougher Than Leather, and Houdini and all of them. When Freaks Come Out at Night was, you know, like some electronic record sound and stuff, you know. So it's like, I don't know where it came in with this library in the Bible of hip hop that the boom bap was supposed to be the best. It's a part of rap, but it's not the whole rap to say a producer is a producer, because if he doesn't follow the protocol and make the official boom bap team or something, it's no team. It's no team to that. You can rap on all kinds of stuff, you know. It's just if it's rappable, it's rappable. It's not like, oh, you know, we're gonna work with these kind of beats only. It's all kinds of beats to rap on.
Do you think that the boom bap era is kind of dead now? Because I mean, I see a lot of like these New York cats trying to imitate, you know, dudes from Atlanta or that dirty South kind of trap sound. So do you think that, you know, maybe now is the time for boom bap to kind of disappear at some point?
No, I think boom bap is cool. It depends on what kind of, if you get creative. Like, they're very anti. My thing is that I set a lot of things straight. I think they feel like it's a crime, like you should get 15 years in jail to use keyboards or something, which is not no such thing. It's like,
sure,
if you want to use a keyboard, you use a keyboard. If you want to play a synthesizer, you play a synthesizer. It's like if you don't sample, you're not original. First of all, you're sampling somebody else's stuff you don't own. I think an artist should be creative. I mean, George Clinton made his own records. Who cares about that? But he made his own songs. But the point is, Parliament Funkadelic, the Ohio Players. I mean, you should be able to create your own sound. Like, that's what I always wanted to be. known for creating my own sound, like Black Elvis and, Dr. Doom, which is hip hop, and Octagon with Automator and stuff. But those were samples, but they didn't necessarily follow the library protocol boom bap instructions. Like, a lot of people are stuck in the boom bap instructions. Like, okay, you got Pete Rock and then you got Premier, but everybody can't be Pete Rock and Premier.
For sure. I'm with you there, man.
And everybody don't have to be Pete Rock and Premier. Because Pete Rock respects what you do, and Premier respects what I do. It's not like I'm going to try to copy him. You got a lot of people trying to copy him, and that's not original. Like, you got to let Pete Rock be Pete Rock, and you have to let Premier be Premier. You can't try to be Premier. It's like, he does what he does. We can't be him. And like you say, it goes on down the line. You can't be, you gotta make your own kind of records. And that's what a lot of New Yorkers have a problem with doing. And I do say a lot of people are stuck in the early 90s. Early 90s probably. They stuck, like, trying to, like, capture that sound. Like,
yeah, man. No, I'm totally with you, and I think I actually wanted to ask you about the Black Elvis album, because I know that you kind of went like a different route, started using a lot of synthesizers, and I think maybe even played bass on the album. And one thing I was interested really in talking about was your relationship with Roger Troutman from Zapp. You mentioned him on the Dr. Octagon record, and you got to work with him on Master of the Game. What was that experience like?
Yeah, I like Roger. Roger is very. I went to the studio with him like 2 times. It's like he brings that little vocoder thing and spits in it. He didn't use a vocoder. He used like a talk box thing with a little tubey cipher gas out the gas tank with. And I remember the engineer was in there and he couldn't get it together. He was like, get rid of this engineer. Gotta get him out here. He can't move fast. I was like, wow. I'm like, he just flipped out. Like, you see a guy like that so professional, like, and he was a whole experience. I mean, when he got his money, he had his brother come in with a suitcase with the handcuffs to a briefcase to pick up his money.
Wow, that's crazy, man.
I was just tripping out through the whole experience of working with him.
You're very lucky to have worked with him, especially it was right before he passed away that I think you guys had worked together on Black Elvis.
Whatever, it's 10 grand for his services and stuff. It's like he gets his brother with cash and he hooks the briefcase to his wrist with the. That was the operation. I guess he go around, the world and collect his money. I mean, he's the original king of like I said, the king of the talk box and vocoder, regardless of all hands down to Roger.
Oh yeah, no doubt.
Everybody's trying to be with, from Zapp. It's what everybody's trying to be with the vocoder right now.
I also
auto-tune, whatever you have is Roger Troutman.
Yeah, no doubt. I also wanted to talk about Ultra for a second. Your collaboration with Tim Dog. In that album, you really expressed your displeasure with the way hip hop was going in the industry itself. You had that track, "The Industry Is Whack." Just wanted to maybe you can get into how you decided to work with Tim Dog. I guess you guys probably knew each other in the Bronx. And like
Tim is an amazing person. I mean, he moved to Atlanta before he passed. I was in Atlanta a lot of times. I came down there, and me and Tim always worked together. I remember I was the one that vouched for Tim to be in. Tim like the Big Daddy Kane when the lift, the shift, the pitch, and the same. He liked a lot of stuff. And Tim had got a deal with Columbia. We got Tim a deal, and Tim became, he had a run with, his records and stuff like that. And I saw Tim after that later years, and he had some artists in Atlanta, a lot of good rappers coming up. He was training. Tim ran like a military a military camp like Hitler or something, and he had all his rappers in the house, or washing dishes and stuff, and staying in the crib, and he had a lot of rappers, good rappers. He had a guy named Flo was good, and he was like the best one out of them. But he had Iggy Azalea was in the house. Matter of fact, like that was crazy. It's like she used to be in the house and. She had her Australian accent, like, I want to be a rapper one day. I can't wait to be a rapper. I want to be a rapper and this and that. And she used to be, around the house. And, I used to tell her all the time, like, you're going to make it. You're going to be good. And next thing I heard, she was, she used to come back late at night. And she went out and met, like, different trap producers around Atlanta and stuff. But I saw it with my own eyes. She was one of Tim's artists. I think Tim flew to Atlanta, but he never had the time really for it. He was always, he just had a lot of artists and singers and stuff. He was running like a production company or something. And, then he went on NBC with the girls and the ladies saying he scammed them for a lot, when he did the Nightline interview, when he was on Nightline NBC.
Yes. Of course.
You believe those kind of artists was around them. I mean, she probably won't tell that story. I mean, she probably, is far gone to her fame, but I mean, that should be in her bio or something. I mean, if you're gonna go that far and forget, I mean, I guess you got dementia or something.
Sure. Yeah. No, one thing I wanted to get into as well was I guess on those albums around the Sex Style time, around the Spank Master time, you're very critical of a number of individuals. You shout out Madonna a number of times in some not so pleasant ways, and you were critical of the NBA and other artists like Michael Jackson and such. Is there any particular reason why you took shots at like MJ, Madonna, and the NBA? For me, this is just pure curiosity.
I like to write kind of comical. I like to write shock value things. I like to say stuff people might be scared.
Is that like the pee-pee and doo-doo stuff?
I like the humor. I like to add humor to my lyrics. Like I put a real extra strength on my lyrics. Like I like to say things like that people are scared to say. Like I like to write real depth. Put a real depth to my writing. It's like I like to say something to make people laugh, or they might just bug out. Like, why do you say that?
Yeah,
I use it in a humorous way.
No, for sure. That makes a lot of sense because it definitely made me laugh.
I like to say things. I mean, I think that's what rap is about. Like, I think rap is entertainment. Rap should be what you want to say and how you want to say it. It's like, I think a lot of rappers are too worried about conforming their rap to whatever situation they are in. Like, if a rapper lives in a bag with rats and the garbage, he feels he got to write about the garbage and the rats, and he lives in the bag with the rats. Like, you don't have to write like that. You could write all kinds of ways. Like, you could write, it's like Franny Feet. Remember everything she thought she did? Like, everything she imagined. It's like when you're watching the Backyardigans, like, they start thinking where they are. They can be anywhere. Like, like they can imagine they're in space. They can imagine, just like Blue's Clues. Everybody imagines something. They could be around a cowboy. They could be around, another galaxy. Rap is imaginary paintings.
Never did I think we'd talk about Blue's Clues.
It's all different. Like, some days you feel like rapping about wine and sitting in a royal chair. And some days you feel like writing about I'm grimy and dirty, but I think some people feel like they grimy and dirty all the time, so they're supposed to look grimy and dirty and they supposed to look grimy and dirty all the time. Like, you don't have to look grimy and dirty all the time. Like, some people feel like they hardcore, they gotta write hardcore all the time, so they gotta look mean all the time. They gotta look, they gotta look bad, or they gotta look hard. Like, that's another thing about, like, rappers being hard all the time. It's like, rappers, there's no way in time that you could be hard 24 hours a day. Like, you gotta at least go home and, like, laugh with your boys and smile and, make a hot dog or something, or a joke. There's no such thing as, like, you just hard 24 hours a day. Like, that's where I say rap should have some, rap is versatile. One day you might write a song about you're in love with a girl. That don't mean you fell off. It just means you writing a song. It's like when you look at ratings and YouTube flags, people got a thumbs down if you make a record about a frog or something. Oh, he wrote about a frog, he fell off. That's just a song you felt like writing about a frog. But people should take it as an art instead of like, oh, he wrote about his girlfriend, he's turning soft. What about the 80,000 hardcore records he made? And that's the problem a lot of rappers have. They can't separate themselves from the humps. Like rappers that are stuck in certain zones, so they'll write just that zone all year round, and people get stuck in that one zone. So I'm a versatile person. I travel all around the world. I have the right to write about any kind of thing I experience. But you probably, a lot of rappers really don't travel, so they have a short subject span. They only write maybe their block, I came out my building, went on the corner, Richie, sold a couple bags, then I went back in the house. They rhyme is only like a block. So you got people that write international, like, some people listen to Jay-Z and they can tell he went a lot of places and rapped. He experienced a lot of different places and wines and drinks, and some people rap like they just on the block, like slinging, they just on the block. They never went to Paris. They never went to France. They never went to Germany, Spain. They never had spaghetti in Rome. So I can see why you can't really write, that some of your subjects are not that far, And, you got different people. Like Rick Ross, he'll make you feel like you're in Miami. Like, you sit in the car and you be like, he'll give you a vocal tour of Miami. So, you got a lot of rappers with good versatility. Some rappers, like you said, they just rap one way on all their albums, and it's just one way.
See, that was my next question, actually. Like, was just getting into your ability to write lyrics and your lyrics themselves. I read a study somewhere. It's kind of a study, I guess. This guy, what he did was he took a bunch of different MCs, yourself included, and he analyzed the first like 35,000 words that I guess each rapper used throughout their career. And he looked at the number of different words within those 35,000 words. How many different words were you using? And I think of the 100 or so rappers he surveyed, I think you were second or third in terms of how diverse your vocabulary is in the words that you choose to use, and I guess the paintings that you choose to draw with your words. I guess, like, how have you managed to, like, how do you draw your inspiration for all these different characters, whether it's Octagon or Doom or just your Keith stuff? Like, where do you, I said, I guess you just mentioned right now that that you travel around a lot. Is there anything else that you draw upon for inspiration? Because you have just so much work. It's
well, living in when you travel to cities, you get to walk around. See, I walk around cities. I don't just stay in my room. A lot of rappers, they live their life in tinted windows, and they got to ride Suburbans every night and every day, and they have a closed-in, boxed-in life. When you have a boxed-in life and you're in Suburbans and you behind gated fences and your life is always, it's shut down from reality, you can't really get a lot of subjects going. So you just living through, like, a lot of rappers are living through maybe the internet and just maybe like something they hearing on the street, but they're not in the streets, but they become like far away from the streets as possible. So they try to write a lot of stuff. Maybe they watch a lot of movies and stuff. They try to get a lot of subjects through movies, but they're not getting a lot of real subjects because it's hard for them still, because they're living like so shut away from everything. Like they're living up in, gated communities. They got a lot of bodyguards. They got to get in the suburban every day, go back and forth, get in the suburban, go back and forth. There's but so much you could really get accomplished if you don't have any like touch with just being out in the open. Like you can't go nowhere by yourself. You can't walk around in Paris. You can't walk around in Germany. You can't walk around New York. You can't walk around Los Angeles. So they'll write a lot of songs what they think they hear on satellite radio or something like that. They go by hearing what somebody else is doing. They be like, oh, okay, the streets is talking hard now. Okay, let me go and make something hard right now because the streets are hard.
Sure, yeah.
They don't have like a set standard on themselves, really, what they went through. They going by maybe somebody else's vibe, kind of. They don't have a vibe, really. So they fool themselves and make themselves think like they're part of something, but they're really not part of nothing because they're inside. They live a life inside. It's like you live such an inside life that you really only live through the news, basically, on television, that, you're not outside experiencing something to write about. Like, when you walk past people in the street and they be like, oh man, I smacked that dude in the face the other day, man. You have an experience of a person,
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, but when you really can't get an experience of something, a conversation, it's not like you have any writing skills. And some of these guys, they didn't, they move away to certain cities and places that are far, and when you go there to do shows, it's slow, and you see it's like nothing happening, and you're like, how do you write out here? Like, what do you write about? The trees? But they're trying to write about like stuff that's really in the city, what's happening, and you're like, come on, man, you live out here with bears and bears and reindeers, and you expect me to believe you talking about red lights in the streets and what's going on, and that's the funny thing about it.
Yeah, man. No, for sure. I'm glad you're able to provide some perspective on that. Do you listen to? Is there anything that you're listening to right now? Like, what do you listen to? What kind of music do you bump, if any?
I listen to everybody. I listen to all the music. I listen to everybody doing the same thing. I listen to everybody trying to be like each other. I listen to a lot of the beats that sound the same. I listen to everybody, like you said, I listen to everybody trying to sound like another person. I listen to everybody, jumping on a record later.
Is there anybody you're feeling right now? Like, whether it's rock music or electronic or hip hop, you feeling anybody?
I listen to other stuff. I listen to all kinds of stuff. I like a lot of people. I like Kendrick Lamar. I like Drake. I like Drake because it's funny. Like, New York is a big city, right? New York's supposed to have like all the rappers. I like it because a guy from Toronto has to keep the city competitive. Like, even America, really. I'm like, a guy from Toronto is really competitive, making rap competitive again. Like, rap became too neutral, not in a fighting way, a lyrical way. Rap became too neutral, and then the people that can't rap against each other, they physically want to fight you, or they want to do something to you in the streets or something if it was an artist. So it's like, he's a competitive writer, like a rapper. He saves rap right now, basically. Like, he's like a writer to be on a record to verbal combat. But nobody wants to verbal combat. Everybody wants to, probably physically fight him or something. It's like basketball. If you can't play basketball and LeBron James start bumping up against you, then get out the fucking game. Get out of basketball. Don't be in basketball. Rap got too. What happened was, when Rakim and Big Daddy Kane and them was rapping, rap was competitive, and KRS and stuff, it was competitive. But the new rookies really can't take verbal conversation. They too sensitive, so they want to fight. Like if you sensitive in rap, you shouldn't rap. Then you should just. You can't battle somebody else with your paper and pen. Then you need to get out of rap. Don't get into rap. Like, go into like wrestling or boxing or something. It's not the sport for you mentally, because it's a mental sport. I mean, you see it all over. How come? Everything is competitive. Soccer is competitive. Hockey, them motherfuckers skate up and down the court.
Keith, you can't swear. You can't swear on the air, man.
Oh. Well, I'm saying,
you're good, man. Don't worry about it.
I don't care about it, but I'm saying hockey is competitive. All the sports is competitive. All the sports, baseball, you can't tie no baseball. Everybody had this thing now. They wanted to all pop champagne together. We pop champagne together. We pop champagne. It ain't no we pop champagne. That's wearing down the industry. And then the rappers that so-called was the big money guys, they don't want to battle a person because he might be a boom bap person. It's all the same. Like,
yeah, man, people get comfortable with their, with where they are.
Okay, you make money. If you make money, you only make money. You rap with the making money record, the money rappers. But it could be a bunch of them that's all whack. So you making a bunch of dudes that make money is whack. Okay, then the boom bap dudes all make records with the boom bap dudes, and it gets to be like a little circle that gets kind of corny. I mean, I think that stuff should kind of mix up a little bit to make it more interesting, because those records are predictable. When you see a lot of these records, they are predictable. When you see, okay, this artist is on a track with this artist, it's predictable. It's very predictable, because you're like, okay, I figured they would make a record together. There's nothing fantastic about that. You might see another artist, you're like, oh, okay, they made a record together. But that's predictable. It's not like something odd, like it ain't nothing odd.
Sure.
Like rock bands, they'll do something odd, but rap is predictable. Like another champagne toting rapper will make a record with another champagne rapper. You predict that already, okay? You two get together and stand on the couch in the video with some champagne. That's all right. What's big about that? Okay,
why do you think that happens, though? Like, why do you like? Is there a reason why you think like rock bands choose to? I mean, like, I know I'm generalizing here, but rock bands choose to maybe experiment, and you don't see as much experimentation among rappers. Do you think there's a certain reason for that?
Because rap is stuck.
Sure. Okay.
It's very stuck. It's like I hate to say it's like black people only go see basketball.
Hey man, direct all your hate mail to Keith.
And I'm just saying, it's just basically, you got black hockey players. You got all kinds of stuff. I mean, I bet you, Russell Simmons started going to the Rangers games. I bet you everybody will go over there or something. People change. I mean, if Jay-Z and Beyonce start watching the Boston Bruins, they'll switch over and go over there. I just think people stuck. We stuck, basically. I mean, thank God, Serena and the sisters play, Serena and Venus play tennis, It's the same with rap. I mean, so it's like a stuck culture. culture is stuck.
So you're saying the rap culture needs more Venus and Serena Williams?
Yeah, it's stuck. It's stuck. Like you said, it's real stuck. It's stuck in a. It's just stuck. It needs to move. It has to loosen up a little bit. It's just people, like you said. I mean, you got to get a little more diverse. I mean, it's nobody's trying something different. It's predictable. Or it's a lot of predictableness. Like, and it's cliche. You know, like the DJs are cliche. Oh, I have a set of records I play. I have a set of records I only play. And the DJ that come on behind you, he have a set of records. He trying to tell you he only play. And the next guy behind him has a set of records. I only play the hard, dirty guys. I play, I got 40 records of hard, dirty guys. I play only champagne guys. I play only the champagne talking guys. I play only the trap guys.
No, I completely understand. I understand where you're coming from.
I hear all this stupidity that goes on. So I mean, it's the same thing. It's just it's a revolving door. They don't get enough of it. But I mean, it's like you said, a girl will go to a club and get shot and run out of her shoes and talk about, I'm never coming back to this club. But the next day, she's right back at that club talking about it. And you see her, you're like, you're the same person that said you wasn't coming back to this club. But it's like some people like to do dangerous things over and over. Like, I don't get off on that. I like to do something nice and different. But some people don't get, it's the old saying, some people don't get enough. You don't get enough, like, they like to go to something that they feel, like I guess they feel like, well, it's the adrenaline rush of going there. Like, well, this is so hard. It's the adrenaline rush of going, I'm not saying like it shouldn't be like that. It should be like, hey, it's competitive, but it's still cool. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no doubt, man.
You shouldn't be, I'm gonna go beat another rapper with a hammer because the words he said was too powerful. And my friends are telling me you got to do something about it. Like, it's competitive. Like, his boys should be like, yeah, man, you should write something back nice. Go and practice on what you're doing. Like, I think they just took the competitiveness out of it. Like, they took it they took it in a sissy form. Like, the words hurt. The words hurt you so bad that you really want to fight them physically. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's what rap turns into more. Like, they can't handle, only the lyricists really stay competitive, really, a true lyricist. Like, they stay more physically competitive, like a true lyricist. But you got more people getting into rap that just got off a janitor job, people that was never into rap, like a lot of people off the street, they just started rapping, so they can't handle the mental physicalness about it. They can't handle it, so they go back into they lose composure and stuff. They lose their composure and forget it was rap. They're like, I want to fight that dude. He said my head was big in a rap line, They can't handle it, so you might as well like get out of it. Like, don't be in it. If it's something you can't handle, just don't do it. Like, that's the bottom line. You just can't handle it. So that's the only thing. The sport has been competitive. It was competitive since Kumo D battled Busy B. It's been competitive since day one. Like,
Sure, man. No.
Because 900,000 rappers can't pop champagne together. That gets corny sometimes. 900,000 rappers can't bebop and talk right, but so much consciousness. I mean, and then you got the other rappers that bore you to death. The world is hard, life is hard, life is rough. My dog just died. I cried. My mom grew up when I was 5 years old, left me by the doorstep. You got a lot of them rappers too that bore you to death. So you got a lot of different channels of monotony too, so they bore you too. You got DJs that want to play a lot of depression. I didn't eat today. I was starving. I was sat on the streets for 7 days. Rain, puppy feet, my eyes watering. Mom didn't have no food in the refrigerator. Like, who wants to hear that shit? Who wants to hear that? Like, I hear you, man. Feed me and all that, and that's they think they entertaining somebody, making somebody crawl up in the corner.
No, I hear you, man.
Like crawl up in the corner and just curl up like they want to just take heroin or something, man. I mean, they think struggle rap is the way too, like, and they think you like them more. I guess if you talk that kind of rap and look dirty, you want to go to the club and feed them or something. I don't know. I mean, I don't know. Maybe bring some food up there or something, like, give out a couple hot dogs to the crew or something. I mean, I don't know. I'm just saying that's boring too. I mean, everywhere you go, I think rap gotta have some mid-range to it. It's in the middle. Like, like me, I feel good. Some days I talk about, I have all kinds of subjects. Sometimes you don't want to take a girl out to buy dinner. You might be saying, I'm taking you to McDonald's in your rap. You don't gotta be, I'm taking you out first class meal. Some days I feel like I might sit in the Bugatti. I might sit in the back of a Maybach in the rap on my song.
Yeah.
I don't care. I got, I might fly a private jet. I might go back down. I might be walking on the subway on the record. I just do it all. I don't feel like I ain't gotta be, I'm starving, life is hard, and life is hard, life is hard. Then I didn't get nothing to eat. A bologna sandwich was all I had. I was fed on the street. Like,
I was gonna ask you to freestyle, but I don't think I have to anymore.
All that stuff make you just, you just go get a black puppy and sit in the street, with a gothic guy or something,
Sure.
Make a cardboard sign or something. That ain't rap either, all that stuff,
So that's one thing I wanted to kind of get into as well was just the stuff you've been coming out with as of late. Last year you put out those 2 albums, one with Ray West, a couple slices, and the other one with L'Orange, Time Astonishing. Both very unique albums.
I never got the album. I never got the Couple of Slices album. I didn't even know that was out. I never even received the copy. Like, I didn't even know that was released.
It's pretty good, man. I definitely dig it. I picked that up.
Who's on it? I never heard it.
You're on it. You rap on
it, but I never heard it. Like, I mean, I guess it was put out, and I don't know. I don't know. I mean,
that's interesting.
I didn't get a copy. I mean, tell somebody to send me a copy or bring me one to the show or something, because I ain't hear it.
I'll see what I can do. I'll try to get that to you if possible. But
yeah, bring me one to the show. Tell somebody bring me one. Is it a physical copy? I don't know, because I guess that must have not been approved. I didn't know it was out. I mean. I didn't know it was out. I need a copy myself,
There was they released it on vinyl as well.
Because I understood it was a deal made for trades for some other rappers, but, like you said, unfortunately, like, Phil Jackson, the trade wasn't made. So, hey, I guess, gotta go on, but somebody bring me a copy.
All right. I'll try to make that happen for you tomorrow. But regarding those 2 albums, like they're both very, they're different than the stuff that you normally do, and I was impressed by your versatility.
Who's on the album?
Which one? The Couple of Slices?
Yeah, who's on there?
I'm trying to remember. This guy Ray West that does the beat. I'm trying to remember who else is on there. I'm going to pull that up really quickly. See what
Ain't that something? Ain't that something?
There's a track with Cormega, Third Eye, AG, Dying Breed, and I think that's it.
I'd like to hear. Bring me. You got? Is it a physical copy?
I got a digital copy, my man.
You got a physical? Is it a physical?
No. It's digital. I don't have a physical copy, but I'll see what I can do.
Oh, well, bring me a copy to the show if you see me. Bring it to me because I don't have it. I don't know. I mean,
I'll put it on CD for you or something. Yeah, I'm sure we can make something happen.
I got vocals all over the place, so I don't know what's going on sometimes.
Well, that's very interesting.
I have vocals everywhere, and I found out sometimes I rhyme, and my vocals are very, very, very expensive.
Another thing I wanted to get into, you worked with Mike Patton on the Peeping Tom project. What was it like working with Mike?
Mike Patton?
Yeah.
Oh, I like Mike Patton. He's a very good friend of mine. A very nice person.
Will you guys do any work in the future, you think?
I think we will meet again. I used to see Mike a lot in Europe and stuff and traveling places. You talking about Mike from Faith No More?
Yeah, of course. Mr. Bungle, Faith No More, for sure, man.
I like Mike. He's a good person.
Yeah, well, I played that track earlier on the show. It's definitely one of my favorites. You laid down pretty well.
Okay. Yeah.
Are you going to be making any more episodes of the Kool Keith show?
No, I'm waiting to NBC call me and CBS and ABC. I'm waiting for those networks to give me a call.
Oh, it's good stuff though, man. I'll tell you. Maybe like Adult Swim might pick it up. That seems like a more logical approach.
Well, they might. I hope they do. Maybe they will. I mean, but I'm
dying to see more Lotion Man.
I'm behind. We waiting behind a lot of stuff out there. TV is clogged up. I remember TV is like records now. I noticed that it's like a lot of channels now. I remember when TV was very clear, like you had a few channels. Now it's too many shows on television. Like TV became like records oversaturated, like a lot of records in the bins from A to Z. Like television got like a lot of channels. I remember when people used to remember you on TV. Like TV is just like records now. Like, it's too many channels on television. That's a lot of channels. Like, I mean, come on, you got what, 190 channels, 300 channels?
Probably more now, yeah.
I mean, it's like, you can't even remember nobody. I mean, you see a star on TV tomorrow, there's another 20 shows come on after them, You could be, you could see Jennifer Lopez in the morning, you forget about her by the afternoon. You'd be like, okay,
yeah, there's too much stuff.
20 other girls come on that look like her. Maybe like another lady came on, then another lady came on, then somebody else came on. You forget it. Like it's a star ain't a star no more. And you can tell everybody that said that. It's a star ain't a star no more because there's so many stars, there's so many channels that everybody's a star. Even the news people are stars. Everybody's a star. I mean, you forget who's on TV by the morning time.
I'm with you, man.
And for people to wear black on television now, you definitely won't be remembered. You gotta wear the brightest color in life. You gotta wear yellow on television now. You gotta wear yellow, so I remember he came on with yellow. I mean, everybody else on television was black. I mean, everybody wear black. I mean, you don't be remembered in TV. And that's the thing too. TV is color. Remember we had black and white TV. So why people wearing black and white? And I thought we got away from black and white television. So it's like you said, it's color TV. You put on color for color TV, right? You put on color for color television. Why would you go on TV and wear black? Well, you might as well get back to black and white TV and black and white TV.
Oh, man.
That's why they call it color TV. Then don't get a color TV.
That's a good point. I never thought of it like that. You learn something new every day.
Exactly.
I just got a couple more questions for you, Keith. Not to cut you off. I really appreciate you coming on. Kool Keith, everybody. He's been joining me for the last hour. Again, he'll be playing tomorrow or later today, I guess, at Will's Pub around 8 p.m. Tickets are still available. You can get them at the door. It's going to be a good show. Can we expect anything? Any surprises for the show tomorrow?
Expect me to show up. I mean, that's about it. Just me showing up is just me making it and showing up and, waving to the people, saying hello, how you doing, and just being nice and showing up. I mean, some rappers, some singers don't show up. Just be the point of just coming in, drinking, a nice glass of water, a nice glass of wine is just appropriate. That's good. I mean, and for the people of Orlando, who went through those different trials and tribulations in the last couple of weeks, I hope they, grow strong and get over it, and definitely keep faith, keep a lot of faith.
No doubt, no doubt. We all appreciate that. One other thing I wanted to ask you about really quickly before I let you go here. What exactly happened with Sir Menelik and you? Was there a beef going on? Has that been squashed?
No, I see Menelik all the time. He talks to me, and Godfather Don still does.
You guys gonna make any more music?
They have differences, and Menelik is a little more strategic now with the music business, and he has a lot of new approaches that he wants to accomplish first before he start making records again. I don't know. They have a different life towards music than I do. I like making records because I like making them. I like making money from songs. And I don't care. Sometimes I like to make songs naturally, whereas a lot of people don't have natural recording in their mind. I make songs like Prince. I record naturally. That's what a lot of people don't do. They don't record naturally. They save a lot of songs, or they just feel they got to make a song. And a lot of rappers take like 10 years to come out. A lot of people want to be Michael Jackson. A lot of people, a lot of rappers rap. You should make records all the time and make records and enjoy them. Whereas some people wait for 20 years. Like,
sure.
This is rap. This is rap. Like, you're sitting around, like, you coming back out 10 years like you're Michael Jackson or Prince. It's like, you're not. A lot of rappers need to get it in their head. You're not Michael Jackson. You're not Prince. So when you take like 3 and 4 years to come back with an album, it's ridiculous because it's rap. It's just normal. But I understand too, they take a long time because they don't have no subjects. When you barricade yourself away from the city, you stay up in the mountains and you close your door, you got your dog walking around, you got your pool, you walk around your house coat, you're looking down on the city, but you don't know what's going on in the city. You don't come out because you can't come out. You're scared to come out. You got to get in the dark truck, close it up with a bunch of windows. And it's a hard life. You can't make no songs because you got to always go through a drive-through to get some food and roll your dark windows back up. It's not too much. It's not too many subjects you can get when you go back up to your gated community.
Sure. Have you been following the elections at all?
It's just funny to me. I mean, I need a reality show on these clowns.
Maybe we could start that up.
I need some type of reality show called Scared with Millions. They need a show called Scared with Millions. Like, show everybody's lifestyle, like how everybody lives scared and stay in the house, come out with a lot of bodyguards everywhere you go, and your life it's not that serious. Like, when I was making records, like, the rappers enjoyed themselves. Like, you would see Kane, you see Q-Tip, you see Busta Rhymes, you would see people now rap has changed into more like, it's too over incognito. It's like, okay, it's like you staying in the house, like you got fame, you came out, and then you got famous to stay inside. That's the part I don't really get. You get it. You came out. You came out to be famous.
Yeah.
You came out to stay inside.
Very
You got popular to stay in and hide. You came out to be known, and you got popular to stay inside and hide. I don't understand that part right there. You know,
like based on, speaking of reality shows, I guess, and just media sensationalism. Have you been following the elections at all?
Yeah, but it's kind of a joke. I can't, to me, I think it's just for the ratings. I mean, Donald Trump making the jokes about different people, the Mexicans, and, and then you got Barry, he's like, what, 180? And it's like, and then you got a woman running, then you got Hillary. I think they just did something just to make some... Just to make fun. The politics, the Democratic thing has gotten more funny now. It's just funny. It's a funny convention. It's just funny.
So you don't take it seriously. You don't have any.
I can't take it serious. I can't take it serious.
Okay, I was just curious. It's in the news.
I can't take it serious. I mean, it's humorous.
it definitely is. I'm from Canada, so
it's humorous.
Yeah,
it's real humorous.
We're not used to this up in Canada where I'm from, so we don't really see much stuff like this. So it's very, very interesting. I guess I'll leave it at that. We've been talking for about an hour. Keith, again, thank you so much for coming on. Really, really appreciate that. Looking forward to seeing you later at the show today. I will continue to play your music. You have made one of my many dreams come true tonight, so I definitely appreciate that.
I hope this interview, wake up a lot of people and travel and, scatter around to many people who are trying to get the proper education they need. And, like you said, they got to move on forward and definitely grow. They got to grow more.
Definitely, man.
And with your help, out there, make sure you spread the word to grow.
Got you, man. I will continue to do that. And one last thing. Can we expect any new music from you? You dropping anything anytime soon? People are going to be asking me about if you're going to be coming out with any Dr. Octagon stuff again. That was one question I got asked a lot. Just really quickly, if you care to comment.
And me and Automators, we everything is coming along nice, and you got to call Automator and ask him. I was in San Francisco for a minute, and everything is great.
Cool. That's awesome. I hope to hear something that you guys do again soon. I was wondering if you guys would ever work together again. So that's some good.
You never know. Your wish may come true.
Sure. Well, we'll see, man. Again, thank you so much. Again, just hang on real quick, Keith. While I end this interview, everybody, thanks for listening. This has been the Crop Report, an extra extended edition with my man Kool Keith here. This is Clarence Beaks telling you to take care, brush your hair. I will see you guys next Friday. I will see you guys later today, actually, at the Kool Keith show at Will's Pub. I'll be out there showing my love, and hopefully you guys will be too. Thanks. Have a good night.